Bobby Moore and Sir Jeff Hurst, the Trevor Brooking and Billy Bonds, Paolo Di Canio, West Ham United. We celebrate our victories, we stick together in defeat. Proud of our history, West Ham United, more than just a podcast. More than just a podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is More Than Just a Podcast. It is, well, I think it's still season 13, and it's episode 63, if it is still season 13.
Well, I wouldn't call it anything. I'd call it
We do.
Summer special.
No, we don't, because we always have to have it in a... Anyway, when we get closer to the next season, we will start season 14. That's crazy. Anyway, back with me in the summer. It's a rare spotted Bucci. Johnny Bucci, where are you in the summer, and what have you been doing?
I'm at home talking to you, and I've been trying to enjoy whatever summer we get.
Yeah.
It's currently raining.
It's coming home.
So,
it's coming home.
Go on that.
I met your brother-in-law at the pub.
Did you?
Yeah. Did your wife tell you?
She showed me a picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
What pub was it?
George and Dragon in Thames Ditton.
Nice.
There you go. A lot of underage drinking going on. Anyway, also back.
Your kids.
Lenny boy. Where are you? What are you doing?
I'm doing a pub review at home.
Have you been busy?
Yeah, doing other things rather than painting.
You gave away a painting though, because England won, didn't you? Who won that?
Yeah.
Who won that?
Someone from Broadstairs.
Oh,
sorry, if you
nice.
listen, I forgot your name.
Charles Dickens, maybe, no?
No.
Oh.
Well, is he from Broadstairs?
Charles Dickens is from Broadstairs, yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, he spent a long time. There's Dickens' house at Broadstairs, yeah.
It
I
wasn't
like
him.
your couple of music-based pictures you've done lately, then.
Ah. Thank you.
Very nice.
Excellent. Now, we are expecting the Shed Man. He agreed to a 7:15 start, but he hasn't joined us yet, and he hasn't read my Are You Joining? But I'm sure he will join us, because...
He's coming home.
Is it coming home?
No,
He is.
Nigel
Oh,
is.
he's coming home. Here we are. Look, we talk about it, and he arrives. Good timing, Shed Man. We were just saying, where are you? And you arrive. You're live on air. Please do not swear.
Oh, you didn't fucking wait for me then?
No, we didn't. You swore already.
They didn't
We
want
knew.
to. I had some really interesting conversation they didn't want to know.
We said if we started, you would appear during our intros, and you did. You appeared at the right time, but you're live on Channel 4. Please do not swear. Chef Man, where are you? What are you doing?
Give me him shed.
Why are you late then?
Sorting out my new internet.
Oh, new internet.
Yep.
There you go.
Who you gone with?
You fibre.
Oh, fibre.
Very, very good. No, I was fibre before. Ditched the old Virgin.
True
tell you-
fibre though, not just
Yeah.
coax.
No.
True fibre into the building. Yeah.
Fibre into the house.
Into the shed.
No, I got my network still.
No, you should bring the fibre into the shed where it's important, and then just run Wi-Fi from the rest of the
I
house.
don't need to.
I'll
No, I
tell
don't
you
have
what is
Wi-Fi. I've
important.
networked the whole house.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I think maybe you should turn yourself either Sean down a smudge or Nigel up a smudge.
Yeah, he is a.
I think starters should immediately go on Sean.
Yeah.
With
Okay.
with production values.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
101.
Right, Nigel, levels, please.
Mary had a little lamb.
That's it.
better.
There you
That's
go.
better.
That's the
There you
one.
go. That's
I'm
the
not
one.
too loud, am I? Because I'm going quite into yellow. I'm going to turn mine
So
down
I've
a
asked
little
everyone
bit.
else what they've been up to in the summer. What have you been up to in the summer, Chef Man?
Me?
Yeah. Went on holiday. I saw the pictures.
Yeah. Went caravan. That was good.
When was that? Clacton?
Yarmouth.
Oh, Yarmouth.
Why'd you say
all
Clacton?
formed up,
John?
haven't
Well, that's where that's where towners go on holiday, isn't it? Clacton.
Well, and Yarmouth, yeah.
Oh,
East
right.
Coast, isn't it?
Clacton, Yarmouth, and where I think it's where Nigel is, all reform MPs.
How about Southend?
You reformed didn't get in round here.
Oh, they
split
got him one
vote,
of the
innit?
Thurrocks.
Oh, what
Is it
happened?
East Thurrock?
Yeah, East Thurrock and Basildon, they took.
Oh, okay.
I see
next to
Tunbridge Wells talking about a good friend of ours.
Tunbridge Wells.
Tunbridge Wells went to Lib Dem.
Did it?
Yeah.
That's because Ian didn't stand, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
We're Lib Dem round here as well. Anyway, it's not a political podcast.
Sure. While Nigel's brought up the subject of internet providers,
Yeah.
I've got a new internet provider in my area called Tube, Toob.
Yeah.
And they've tried to connect to my house twice and failed. And yet other people all next door have all been connected. I want to have a moan up. You always say go to the old directors, don't you? Look them up and all that shit.
Yeah.
Could you do that for me? Send me some email. Send me some emails.
Yeah, well, you need to be careful. These could be shell companies. I'm having this with telephone provider.
Send me the name of it again on a message on WhatsApp, and I'll compose something to talk to the chairman and find out who the chairman is and give you his email.
Yeah, I had a quick look on, but I don't understand it all. I know you do all that shit.
Yeah.
You just got to go, oi, YouTube, sort yourselves out.
YouTubes. They've been rubbish, but anyway.
Have they? Just check out U-Fibre if they're in your manor.
No, these are actually physically put a new fibre, like cable, all around the area. And
that's what U-Fibre have done. Well, actually, I looked it up. They don't, obviously. There's a company that's gone round and fibred up all the area. and because the one thing I was specific about, I went, you fibre into the house, didn't you? You don't like run it on the old BT line, because I had cut the old BT line out. And they went, no, it's totally new wire. I went, go on then, knock yourselves out.
Yeah, see, that's all I can get here is the copper old BT stuff.
Oh, right, yeah, you don't want
so
that.
This is all fibre to the house. But I've got a pole right outside my house, and they say they can't climb it. Hey. Anyway,
swiftly moving on.
Go on.
Shedman, you been up to anything else? Done any talks recently?
I might have done, yeah.
Vintage Hammers by any chance?
I may have done a talk at Vintage Hammers, yeah.
Yeah. What was your talk about?
I spoke about West Ham's birthday, Sean, funny enough.
Oh, I tweeted about that, funny enough.
You did. Dance puppet, dance.
I can't believe. Did you like my reply when you said I didn't get a credit for my fingers?
Well, you know what you like. You're too busy ribbing other people.
But you know what? Mark, you're talking about Mark Walker. Mark Walker told me about this, and he said, make sure you credit me for telling you about the launch of the away kit today. And I went, all right. I think he was joking. He said, I want some eyes. So I gave him eyes.
Oh, right.
Wow, people.
What did he do? Think you was X? Is he not confused?
He came to me and he went, do you know about this? And I went, no, I didn't know about this. He said, well, I want to be credited when you... What's become of Mark Walker, right?
I know, mate.
It's all ego now, isn't it?
Is he in government now, is he? Or is
he's obviously in the Labour.
Oh, we're all saved. Have you not seen it?
Yeah.
We're saved. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we're saved. Anyway. Anywho.
Yeah, so Vintage Hammers, I'll drop a thing. So first Wednesday of every month in Hornchurch, good guests coming up, Brian Deere.
Oh.
I think Martin Allen's lined up. They're fully booked. Got guests booked all the way up to Christmas now. And also I've got like the Nigel's 20 minutes where I get up and do a bit of spiel about
that
the
must
history
feel
of West
like
Ham.
a long time.
It fucking does, mate. I tell you.
Who was?
I mean, for them.
I knew what you were talking about, but it was for me as well. Actually, a few people come up and said how interesting it was. But to be fair, funny enough, Lou, who runs it, I tell you what, he is a good interviewer. He does his homework.
Yeah, Louis.
He got stories. Bearing in mind, we had Tony Carr and Kevin Locke, and he got stories out of them, and you could tell by their face they were looking at him going, "How do you know that?" Like I'd never heard before, ever. I've seen Kevin Locke a couple of times. I had a good chat. I sat next to Kevin Locke because I'm now on the committee of Vintage Hammers.
Oh, are you? There you go.
Love a committee.
I do
as
love
George
a
would say, we
committee.
do love a committee.
We ain't got enough. We need more committees.
Yeah, and so I'm on the Vintage Hammers committee with Kevin Locke.
As an historian, who's the booker then? Who gets all the Vintage Hammers?
I think it's Lou.
Oh, it's Lou, is it?
Yeah. For some reason, he said to me, you think we could get Sean to turn up to one of these? To which I replied, I hope not.
What, to give a talk?
I don't know.
Oh, I'd love.
You want to give a talk?
Yeah, of course I do.
About?
I don't know. I would make something up on the time.
Well, you do normally on Twitter, so I can't see why you'd break an habit of a lifetime.
Your Twitter has been unbearable, Sean.
I'm sure we'll
Even
talk
by
about
your
that.
standards.
I know, right?
Oh, you're just so tedious.
Well, there's not a lot to talk about. Anyway,
Well, don't fucking tweet then.
let's talk about some football. Let's start with maybe since the last time we recorded, a bit of transfer stuff. So we'd already signed the Brazilian, Louis, but we hadn't signed Wes Fotherington, and we hadn't signed Max Kilman. And Ben Johnson may have stayed, but he didn't. He rejected us in the end. And Mbama may have stayed, but he rejected us in the end. Let's start with Wes. Free transfer from Sheffield United. What do we think? Good, solid. Do you think he could compete against Fab for second place? Start with you, Nigel. Goalkeepers Union. No.
If you want to see him, just look up Wes Fotheringham, Paolo Di Canio.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know Paolo's is a fruitcake.
Homegrown player though. Is
Well,
squad,
yeah. So was Nathan Trott.
Yeah, true. Obviously, Nathan's off as well. Nigel, Len, John, Len, any thoughts on Wes, or is he a bit of a never really?
Yeah, no, it's just it's a numbers game, isn't it? Basically.
But at least if compared with maybe Nathan Trott, at least you've got someone with Premier League experience. Whether he ever get a game.
To be fair, he had more chance with David Moyes as manager and the amount of keepers he named than he probably does with old Julian Lopetegui, who obviously himself was a goalkeeper.
Yeah. So let's talk about Ben Johnson. I said he was definitely going. I was told he was going to Crystal Palace. Gentleman's agreement. Turns out he went to Ipswich. Word is, as I've been told, he sat down with McKenna, and they had
Paul?
No, what's his first name? The Ipswich manager.
Oh yeah,
Ian, is it? I don't know.
Yeah, Ian McKenna. That's him.
You just
that
actor.
That.
Yeah. Anyway, anywho, he sat down with him and they did a whole presentation and made him feel really welcome. They had videos of him, show reels, and said, "This is how we're going to fit you in. You're going to be a first team starter, etc." Made him feel really welcome. His agent obviously wanted more money. I think my understanding is we offered him 45 a week plus bonuses. He got more closer to 60, whether it includes bonuses or not, at Ipswich. The agent got £3 million for him moving to Ipswich. We'd offered £2.5 million. But apparently, to be fair to him, it was more about playing more first-team football. What do we think about that? Let's start with you first, Johnny boy.
Well, I don't blame him if he's got guaranteed first-team football. Good luck to him. I think he's decent. I think he's at a level that he was coached. We could progress. I don't know, but he wasn't going to start, was he? So
it's Kieran McKenna, by the way, but you knew that already.
Kieran McKenna.
Nigel, what do you think about Ben? Do you think we should have fought more, or he did have a conversation with J-Lo, apparently, and said, "Look, I can't guarantee you to start every game, but you would be an important squad player to me."
A couple of things really. My old granddad said to me, he said, "Do your apprenticeship, and the first thing you do is leave.
Yeah,
they'll never pay you the money."
Yeah,
it's so true. It's so true.
Yeah. And that obviously looks at, because actually, realistically, 60 grand a week, for a starting right back, par for the course for West Ham United. But of course, at West Ham United, we're saying he's not going to be a starting right back. Is he knocking on the door of England?
No.
Right. So therefore, if you're a West Ham fan, yes, you'd be disappointed that another academy player's left. But if you're a West Ham fan that thinks West Ham should be knocking on the door of top 6, top 4, then he should be knocking on the door. Our right back should be knocking on the door of his international team. Ben Johnson ain't doing that.
Wasn't he in the England squad last year when they won the Euros, wasn't it? The under 21s.
Yeah, that don't count. I'm sorry, that don't count.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, he hasn't played it for West Ham since then, has he?
Well, yeah, but therein lies the thing, isn't it? Do you think he's good enough to play for England?
Oh, I don't know. He could, like I say,
in the current England, by looking at them, I think anyone is.
Yeah, he'd do really well.
Well, would he get in front of Trippier? Would he get in front of Kyle Walker?
I'd replace a lot of them the way they're playing.
No. I think he has the capacity to progress, and he could be a good right back.
We shall see.
Well, he's gone to Ipswich where he'll get relegated.
Whether the agent fee had anything to do with it, $500,000 more, we will not know. Allegedly, it was all about game time, but it's funny how the agent got the most amount of money, the player got the most amount of money in wages. Let's move on to Divin Mumbama.
What did you think, Jay?
Oh,
Len?
yeah, sorry, Len.
Well, I mean, he had plenty of opportunities to show him that he was loved, and he didn't get told he was loved, I don't think. But it's interesting. I'd like to know what the manager thought of him.
He had a chat and said, he was well thought of as a squad player, but apparently he was pretty honest with him. He couldn't.
One thing that does bother me with these type of players leaving is just that as a club, and this is applicable to the boy that we loaned to Southampton. What's his name?
Downs.
We have to pay £25 million to get a player to sit on the bench, and they don't really want to do that. And these type of players are somewhat happy to sit on the bench because they're West Ham fans. And I think if you lose too many players in there, I don't think you get a very good. Don't want another scenario like with Balmer who didn't want to sit on the bench. But, if he wants to go, I understand. That's that.
So let's stay with you. Let's move on to Divin Mumbama.
Okay.
Another one that decided not to accept, rejected it.
Yeah, I understand that.
Difficult agent. I don't know where he's going to end up. People say Sunderland, but he hasn't signed anywhere. Obviously, he's a free agent. He thought he was a first-team player, and his agent wanted first-team money for him and not a structured deal where he earned maybe squad money and lots of incentives to, come on, start, appearance bonuses. Now, my source says he was a prospect, but only that. He was not proven. But they really didn't want to... they offered him a deal. He didn't think it was enough. But I can't see Sunderland or any Premier League club offering money. So I just don't know on this one. Let's start with you, Len.
Well, I just think he's got to play somewhere, wherever it is. I can't see it being a Premier League club, because then they'd just be in the same situation. Even like the ones that have come up need something probably a little bit. We don't want to feed off scraps.
No, we are entitled to compensations. The compensation will be set by an internal tribunal. Well, unless whoever the club is, up until the age of 23, we're entitled to training compensation.
What we do?
That's set by a tribunal. Could be as much as a £1 million or more, depending on where he goes. But we've seen this so many times before where they've gone off and haven't done very much. John, let's move on to you. Mumbama. Would you have offered him first-team wages?
No, I wouldn't have done. No. And if he's chosen to go, then he must think that he's got more opportunity somewhere else. He didn't get much of an opportunity last season, and when he did get on, he didn't, show much.
Would you have offered him more chances if you were David Moyes last season?
I think I would have given him more game time.
Okay.
Last season than he got. Just give him the opportunity to sink or swim, really. Because I don't think we really know, do we? Does anyone seen anything whether he's like really bad or really good? You don't really know, do you?
It's difficult to tell. He tore up the under-21s, but as we've said before...
I don't think he ever actually started, did he? Start any games?
I thought he did. I'd have to look that up, but hold that thought while we go to Nigel on Mombama. Anything else to add?
No, that is disappointing. A striker, it's very difficult to break into the Premier League from academy at 18, 19. He showed some glimpses, but not many when he came on. He didn't really, he came on to games and didn't. He got into good positions, but didn't unfortunately really manage to see or show something that meant that we thought, oh, there could be a Tony Cottee here or more Freddie Sears, I'm afraid, for me.
He in the Premier League he had 8 appearances, but only as a substitute. FA Cup 3 substitute appearances. League Cup 1 came on, and then it says other. He started twice. He came on as a substitute on 4. Now other includes Europa League, but I don't know. You might be right, John. I'm not sure.
I don't understand why players like that they don't, like last summer. I loan him out to like at championship level for a season or something like that.
He did start. So FCSB, do you remember them when we won 3-0? He started against them away from home and came off on the 77th minute. So that's one of his 2 starts, and I'm guessing the other one was another probably group stage. I bet you it was the Larnaca, I think it was. Yeah, I think he started against. I don't know. He came on as substitute at Larnaca. It would have been one of those other Europa Conference leagues, or.
No, I just think he could have warranted a season-long loan last season somewhere, and then
you know why he wasn't. You know why he wasn't loaned though.
No,
he was told. Well, it's the old thing of if you're not, if you're not prepared to. Sign a new contract.
We're not going to further your career.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Now, I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but that's what they do.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but there you go.
I think, I do think that perhaps Mobama's not going to have the queue of clubs maybe that they thought they'd get.
Well, I guess if he's a free agent, is he free agent now, Sean?
Free agent, yeah.
Then he's.
Sunderland, I think Sheffield United have been linked with him. We'll see who signs him up. Obviously, we've lost Benrahma as well. Benrahma, Leon, as we talked about before, were finally cleared.
How much money did we lose on him, Sean?
Well, depends on how you look at it. So,
we paid for how much and we sold for how much. That's how I'd look at it.
Okay, so we bought him for £24.25 million because you don't include the loan fee. We then loaned him out for.
No, but how much did we sell him for?
We loaned him out 5.1 million.
Yeah, what did we sell him for?
12.
Because you didn't include the loan fee.
12.3. Yeah, 12.3.
So we lost.
Well, if you exclude amortization we'd written down most of the money because he'd been with us 4 years. Well, on the books we haven't made a loss. We've made a profit because we only have £5 million left on the books of paying for him because he'd been with us for 4 years, and therefore we make a profit on the books. But I know what you mean. We made a loss in real terms where we bought him for a certain amount of money. He plays for 4 years, and we sold him at half of what
4 years?
3.5 to be precise.
Right.
But I think probably best all round for everybody, really. Agent made it. I'm told the agent made it very difficult, and I've never heard of this before. But the agent needed a fee to let his client go to Leon, so he charged a fee to grease the wheels, let's say, to allow his client to leave. Talking of that, let's just quickly on Benrahma. Len or Nigel, would you have kept Benrahma?
I would have signed him.
You wouldn't have signed him in the first place, okay?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. He was a good player. Only to but if he weren't going to propel the club. You know, fans that love him, he ain't going to propel the club into the top 6. He ain't.
Yeah. Cool. Let's go. Let's move on to Danny Ings. Danny Ings came out in the last few days.
Did he? Blimey, I wonder what he did with his hair.
Come out. A story came out that he was about to be signed by Southampton for £6 million. I think we bought him for 15 from Aston Villa. Spoke to my senior source, who said 3 weeks old.
Not guilty.
He said 3 weeks ago.
Oh no, I didn't say that.
We asked we asked Danny whether he would want to go. And
it's an ongoing situation.
And he said, I'm just going to carry on. He said, absolutely no. We offered to subsidise his wages to go back to Southampton. He still rejected it. I mean, look, the guy's on a six-figure wage, which he was at Aston Villa, to be fair. Let's start with you, John. It's his right, isn't it, to say, no, I don't want to move?
It is his right, without a doubt. It's the way they've set everything and done everything. It gives him the position and the right to do that. So, yeah, it's up to him, isn't it? Unless he's categorically told by the manager they don't want him.
I think he wants to fight and stay.
Yeah, well then...
I know West Ham fans have a different view. Len?
Do they?
Well, I think they think that he shouldn't just sit on the bench and take 125 sovs a week, if that's
yeah,
what
well then
really
maybe if he plays for Lopetegui, who might play in a different role or play a different system, he might thrive.
Lenny
He's
Boy?
not a bad striker.
Lenny Boy, future for Danny Ings?
I think it'll have to be. I can't see anyone buying him, to be honest.
Well, Southampton wanted him.
Well, why haven't they got him then?
Well, just what I said.
Bought him from Southampton, didn't
No,
we?
we bought him from Aston Villa. They were prepared to pay £6 million for him. We were prepared to let him go and subsidise his wages. And he said, nah, thank you.
Well, so there's a thing there. It ain't about money then, is it? Because if he was still going to get
no, potentially not. Yeah.
wages at Southampton, he will with us. What does that say about what Danny Ings wants?
Maybe he wants to fight.
Quite like
you might be right.
Yeah.
Wants to prove a point, doesn't he?
Yeah, fair enough. Paquetá, been in the news.
What's he done now?
Brazilian things say that he wants to go back home.
Another not guilty.
Flamengo apparently approached us with a loan, and we're very close to doing a deal, maybe permanent. When I spoke to my senior source, he said that was months ago they approached us. We turned them down flat. The story won't go away. Brazil is still saying he wants to move back home, and they might do a permanent deal. Now, I don't get this story at all. Flamengo couldn't. They couldn't afford his wages, for one. Right? We're not going to subsidise his wages. Before he's found guilty or not guilty, why would we let him go? It's not like he can play.
In case if he's guilty, do we lose out? That's
agreed, but then that's permanently. Why not let him play up until the loan deal? You know, if they're going to want to loan him, they're not going to want to loan him until you can make this.
What did we pay for him?
Sell him, I'm talking
we
about.
Paid around about so far we've probably paid about 40 million, John, including add-ons. I think it was like 34, 35. Would imagine we played some of those add-ons. I think it rose to about 54. So, would we, given a chance, take an offer of about, call it break even, we probably would accept 40 million if someone offered us that. But who in their right mind would take that? Because the risk is too high. Now, some people go, oh, well, Brazil would not ban him. Well, they haven't got a choice. I'm sorry, but the way it works is if he's found guilty by the FA, they will send to FIFA and say, we want this worldwide. FIFA will agree. And Brazil are part of FIFA affiliated clubs. And if they refuse to, then they're going to be in trouble with FIFA. So I don't see, it doesn't matter. I mean, sources in Brazil say, well, if he was banned in England, he could play in Brazil. No, that's not the way it works. He would be a lifetime ban worldwide. No, maybe
you don't know that.
Well, that's what the FA are pushing for.
they'll push for it.
It
I
won't
mean,
be.
it'll happen.
It's only
Well,
because
all right, but
I can't see that.
Yeah.
why would FIFA turn it down?
Well, that's
If it was that
Because-
easy, why is Popka
Well,
not playing in Brazil then? If it's so easy that he's been banned after being tested positive for cocaine,
Because he's not a Brazilian.
because that's physically provable. It's going to be very difficult unless they've got someone who says, yeah, I was involved, I did it and did it. It's going to be very difficult to prove what he's done. Now, if the FA might be able to prove it or find him guilty on less of a standard that you would get on a legality standard. So they could maybe enforce it because they've got paper proof that something's gone on and it's likely to be him, and they could find him guilty on that basis. But unless it's provable by the level of law, it's going to be very difficult to actually enforce that ban and keep it, because if it's contested and taken to the Court of Arbitration, that shit's like to get overturned.
Well, I'm been told by the senior source he's not available for loan. Spoke to someone close to the player who said it was a ridiculous story. Now, people in Brazil still keep pushing that, saying the player is unhappy and would rather be back in Brazil while this is hanging over him. So unless he engineers a move, why would West Ham agree? I was told the head coach's plans is to have him. He's spoken to the player. So why would we loan him out just to suit him?
Well, then don't
we
believe
know
it.
he
Then.
wants to leave anyway, don't we?
Well, we were planning for him to leave, of course,
Yeah.
and give us 85 million towards our budget.
Yeah, well, ain't happening.
Yeah, we know that. And obviously,
It's your
they're
answer
saying
then, isn't it?
kudos.
When's the FA thing coming to?
Well, it could be pushed as long, because he can keep on pushing it along, going, "Oh, my barrister's not available," because top barristers are booked up for months. So he could push this on probably to January. He could go, I haven't prepared my case. The barrister's not ready. So he could start the season, John, and it could be pushed on to next year.
There you go.
All right, then.
Let's crack on then.
And the last transfer of a story last week is Max Kilman. So the manager wanted him. He loved him. He sees him as a great influence at the back. We were told that he could be captain, but interesting, in a video released today, a West Ham member of staff calls his Alvarez captain in the video. Is that a red herring or not? We don't know. But we offered 25 million for him. And the next story we hear, we've offered a full 40 million. And I asked the senior source, I said, that must include add-ons. And we're told, absolutely not. It's a straight 40 million paid over 3 years at £13.3 million a year. 7-year contract. Supposed to be doubling his wages from 50 to £100,000 a week. That's another 36.5 million in wages.
Here we go.
Plus a multi-million pound agent.
You're obsessed, aren't you? Just obsessed. Just give it a rest, Sean.
It's a big investment, John.
No one really cares, honest.
It's a big investment. No, we've got to care. If you care about the finances, you've got to
I don't care about the finances.
All right, well, let's just talk about playing then. Max Kilman, good purchase or not, John?
I think he's a good defender.
He's our marquee signing. Mark my words, he's our marquee.
I'm sure he is. At 40 million, I mean, a good defender. Whether I'd have spent 40 million on him, I doubt it, but it's not my money, and somebody wants him for 40 million, so that's it. Done.
Okay. Lenny boy?
Well, we shouldn't really have an opinion of it, really, because we got a new strategy in that one guy identifies the players and the manager wants this one. So the manager gets what he wants. Head coach, beg pardon. I would love it to Gooey.
Late J-Lo. Nigel, last word on Max Kilman from you.
Please for Maidenhead. Maidenhead United.
Yeah, good point.
Please for Maidenhead United and the money they got, but just to show you where football treats grassroots, that to get the transfer done, it all hinged on Maidenhead taking less money than what did.
Greedy Maidenhead, eh?
Yeah,
greedy Maidenhead.
They were going to get 8 million,
yeah,
and they agreed a deal with West Ham and
Wolves
to drop it to 10%, so they only got 4 million.
So basically, what the 2 Premier League clubs went, you either take 4 million or you'll get nothing because the transfer won't happen.
That's apparently the way it went. But the
That's
chairman
so out of
said,
order, isn't it?
the chairman, to be fair, of Maidenhead said it was in the best interest of Maidenhead United as well.
Yeah, because £4 million or a football club like that will probably run them for a few years.
Yeah. If you're playing poker, free-handed poker, the bloke with a short stack, he doesn't have much say in shit.
I know.
No.
You know what I mean? That's how it kind of works.
So-
and that's Maidenhead.
But come on, that's beyond. They sold him for £40,000.
Oh,
That's
I'm
beyond
sorry.
their
Go on.
wildest
You do
dreams.
your bit for the club. Go on. You try and make this sound fucking
No,
fair,
I'm just
Sean.
saying. No, I'm saying. I'm not saying. But they got beyond their wildest dreams when they sold a player for 40,000. They probably never had beyond their wildest dreams. He would be sold for 40 million.
No, but it was in the
Why would they
contract.
do the
Sean.
20% then?
But it was in the contract, Sean.
It was. But apparently, this is common practice.
Yeah, I bet it is.
It's common practice to negotiate.
To shaft the little clubs. We know
probably,
that, Sean.
Yeah.
Probably.
No, we know
probably.
that. We know that. You'll justify it.
I won't
we know
justify
that.
it.
Well,
no,
you do justify
you
it.
have-
I'm not
Having a good go.
justifying it. I'm just saying it's common practice.
Oh, that's all right then.
And as long
So
as they're willing...
you saying that, ain't you justifying it then?
No.
What is it then?
It's just saying it's norm in this kind of negotiation.
Well, if you're saying, oh, that's the norm, then to me, that's you
And
justifying.
me.
Yeah.
That is actually you justifying
Well, look,
why it's
was
happening.
Alan Devonshire unhappy?
I think
don't
you'd have
know.
preferred 8 million to 4, Sean.
Yeah, I'm sure we all would have done. But would the deal have happened? Would West Ham have paid 45 million? Because that's where it was going.
It's not. It's
They would
nothing
have had
to
to
do with
pay
that.
45
Well, no, that's
million.
Wolves' issue.
No, it's Wolves.
you know.
Wolves should have accepted 32,
No,
shouldn't
they
they?
weren't going to do that. They said we either want 45 million at 20% or we'll take 40 million at 10%. And West
then
Ham
you should
said,
have walked away
we're
then.
not going to 45 million. That's why it was a...
No one
we're
else was going to
walk
pay
away.
that money for him, were they?
Well, there you go. So maybe, right, and I don't know what financial difficulty Maidenhead United are on. Maybe
Yeah,
they needed
right.
4 million now rather than 8 million in 2 years' time.
Yeah,
They've
but
just got a new doodah, a new
oh wow.
new box.
Oh, a
thing.
doodah.
Well,
Oh.
you know, drinking box thing
Oh.
place.
You mean a pub?
A bar.
No, corporate hospitality.
Ah,
Oh, right.
we got there in the end.
Yeah,
Is Dev a friend of yours? Lenny,
might be.
have you painted him?
Yeah, of course I have.
Fucking hell, Sean.
I can't remember. He's painted so many people.
Dear,
oh no, Dev was in your
dear.
film. Of course he was. It had the bad sort of windy film on the first film, didn't it?
Yeah, it was an outside.
It was an outside broadcast. Yeah. Cool. Next target is a striker. We're told. We're gonna. All the efforts are to get a new striker. What that means to Antonio and Ings, I don't know. And then we're going to look about strengthening in other areas, but it will involve offloading fringe players. Two of those fringe players are either Zuma and Agur, which we're trying to openly sell, one or the other, because we can't have 4 centre-backs if you want to bring in another centre-back. Cornet is open to be sold. Same with Downs. And I think that's probably...
Don't Southampton want Downs then?
Southampton do want Downs, yeah.
They'll play the long game though.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So, we'll see. Look, I'm not going to say any more. I keep on being told we've got...
Don't
limited
lie.
I keep on told we've got limited funds and, you know...
And you tell the world.
Well, I'm just repeating. I'm just a
Well, that's the
messenger.
thing. I find that a bit strange because if you've got limited funds, you wouldn't just spend 60 million on 2 players then, would you?
Well,
You'd
we-
make
we-
it spread a bit.
All right, we've got 30 million in, though, from all those sales, John. So it's actually 30 net. Now, I've always said we've got about 60 from what we budgeted for finishing 9th and what we got from the European. We budgeted around about 60 million. So we're on to spend 60 million net. Now, we're not close to that yet because we've bought around about 30 million back in from our sales, John. So you've got about 90, roughly 90 million to spend. But who knows? Let's see. Let's see at the end. The people are calling me out. Let's see what our net spend is at the end of the summer. But I think there's a lot of...
I think I'd call you out for the shit that you're posting on Twitter all the time.
Yeah.
Your
Oh,
obsession with
Yeah,
It's
you'll
just-
find a
it's
way to make the numbers
terrible.
work for them, Sean.
I'm sure I will. Anyway,
Yeah, no, we know you will.
let's.
Bonner's gone as well, isn't it? Did you see
Bonner's
his
gone.
video
Yeah, I
today?
saw his video today. Very, very sad.
So why did that happen today exactly?
I think, I mean, obviously he left on the 30th of June was his last day, and I just think he just chose today to release it.
Oh. Do you still think Italians are dirty, Sean?
No, who would ever say that?
You.
No, good.
On this podcast.
Many years ago.
Doesn't mean to say people forget.
Antonio was a great serve, and you know, if he wasn't 36, look, we all agreed slow down a bit. And you're mates with Kenny Brown, aren't you, Lenny boy?
Not too much now.
Ah, so his son has obviously joined us from Arsenal.
Louis
Brown, yeah, has joined us from Arsenal. I'm sure Nigel will tell us about third generation players. How many third generation players have there been?
One.
Who's that?
Louis Brown.
Oh, this is the first one.
When I say third generation, I will caveat that
Go on.
to say that he's the only one whose dad and granddad
Okay.
were at the club.
Has he got to play senior though to get that award?
I think so. Yeah. To get he's got to play in the first team.
Do we know anything about him? Released by Arsenal, obviously.
Well, yeah, he did well at Arsenal. To be fair, if reports are to be believed, but then obviously released by Arsenal at 18. Perhaps they've done that knowing that his dad's the academy director at West Ham United.
Yeah.
You know, it's like having West Ham having 2 foot in one camp, isn't it? You know, his dad, his granddad, not only
How's his granddad now?
90, captain of West Ham and born in West Ham as well. So
Proper towner.
proper, yeah, Forest Gate, but yeah, we'll give him that. Forest Gate is in West Ham, or in the old borough of West Ham. So you know he yeah, and hopefully he's in fairly good health. Not sure what a 90-year-old can be. So yeah, it's. I mean, if you look back at all the father and sons, I think we've had about 8 now. Father and sons. Of course, his dad and granddad are in the. I think we're about. I think they were the 4th father and son. And of course, what made it special was all 4 were actually shared the same name. If you get me drift.
Yeah.
All 4 of them. In fact, the first 5 to play for West Ham, father and sons, all the sons were all named after the father.
Son of my father.
That's it.
Yeah.
And we've also signed another player from Man City. Do you know about this? The Chiguada Spin.
Yes.
Do you know about him?
The boy that he sort of invented his own version of the Cruyff turn.
He did, yeah.
Why did he name it after Cruyff then?
Well, I don't think you
Because
did.
his name is David.
Maybe he can't spell his name.
His name is David Chiguada. And
I ain't got a ring to it, the Chiguada turn.
Yeah. And I think there's another Man City, just I read a few days ago, there's another Man City kid coming in. So they're obviously trying to rebuild the academy after letting a few go. Anywho.
Not a Man City podcast.
It's not a Man City podcast. No, these are players coming to us though, Lenny boy.
Yeah, I know, but we will see him.
Right. This is where I might get a bit controversial because I'm going to talk about the kits. Right, so obviously we've had 2 kits. We've had the.
Bought one yet, Sean? Have you?
I have not, and I never do. So we've had the kit that celebrated 1964 to 1965. The home kit, which is a claret blue with the hoops, and today we've had a black kit celebrating Bow Bells with a little bell on the back. and imprinted with the Church of St Mary Le Beau. Who shall I start with out the two? That's going to be. Let's start with you, Lenny boy. Let's start with you, Lenny boy.
Yeah. Who can I bait most? Was what you were thinking.
Yeah. So what do you think of the kits, Len?
I never really cared too much. I'm happy, with the home kit. Plus, the important thing is, Sean, is white shorts and white socks as well, I believe.
Well, there is a change, though, as well. This is an interesting one. So it can be worn with blue shorts and blue socks.
I'm sure you could wear it with a fucking skirt if you like. That's how life is. Especially these days.
Yeah, okay. Especially under Labour. No, I didn't say that.
I mean, the black one's just a fucking piss take.
Really? You won't be going... As a true Cockney, you won't be going out and buying one.
Well, being a true Cockney, it's got nothing to do with fucking West Ham.
But it's called the Cockney kit. Come on, it's a Cockney kit.
No,
it must be.
Because they're fucking pricks. That's why. Listen, if you don't see this by now, right, and I could go on to this boycott thing,
Well, I'm sure Nigel is in the boycott thing in a minute, but I'm going to ask you a question in a minute. Go on.
If you can't see the baiting by now of certain part of the fan base that I'm a part of, then you're blind to a lot.
I don't think it is baiting, but
I do because
here's a question.
All you have to do. Let me tell you why it's baiting. Should I do it on why I think it's baiting? All these. This is about the third or fourth year on the trot now. They do these promotional Videla kits. Don't need to do them, by the way. You don't, just if you've just got Adidas, people will fucking buy the life out of them. Believe me. But the message in these promotion videos is all, this is us, this is our people. It's
not baiting, it's what the marketing people believe.
No, yeah, right, okay. Well, let me get on that. For someone who has marketing experience, when they put out this message, this call of arms of it, this is us, this is what we are. What it means is, they're trying to say is, we see you and we hear you and we're doing this for you.
Yeah.
What it means is we're not doing it for you. We're just using an opportunity to pretend that we are.
Yeah, of course. That's not baiting. That's not baiting. That is just misguided marketing.
Because, no, it is.
For the
it is because if you take a look at the video on YouTube and releasing their kit. Take your pick, mate. They've all got lower views than like Claret and Booze does.
Did Tony sell out then?
I don't know what you're talking about. But the point
is Tony's pie and mash.
Couldn't give a fuck, to be honest.
Well, that's what the video is. You're the
one.
What
they're pointing out of. They want you to interact with the video, and it gets the views. They don't. In my day, that's not how you advertise products. It was all about the product. It wasn't about this guy, that guy, this and the other. We are this, we are that. We come from here. We stand for this. Bollocks. That's what it is. Bollocks. It's the free-ring circus. Don't look here. Look over here. This is why we're doing it. And that's why it's baiting. Because that's how they do it now. They don't want a clever little lad like we used to do. All boys going out for a beer, having come on, let's all get together and have a beer and make it a good fun advert. They want to split you in half. That's what gets the views now. And that's why they do it. It's a piss take.
So
that's what it is.
When you say more, so the home kit on YouTube, remember it was over all different platforms, but the YouTube...
Go on, make your excuses all fucking ready. Go on. How many?
30,
how many?
30,000. 30,000.
How?
30.
You think that's a lot?
No, I don't think it's a lot. But
there
I'm just saying that's what... I don't know across all the channels. You'd have to have a look whether...
Don't give a fuck, Sean.
But when you say Claret and Bue had more, you must be basing that on something.
When I looked, it was 7,000, actually.
Okay. So Where the Greatness, this is the one I'm talking about, released 5 days ago, is 30,000 on YouTube. How the new away kit has done, I don't know. I haven't really seen that been out.
Well, I'll show it to you because it'd be pretty bad because you won't. Once you see the figure, you probably won't say it because that's what
Yeah, I
you
will
like.
do. Let me ask you a question, animation question, right?
Go on then.
So, as you know, because I posted it earlier, I was actually in the city today. I was.
In that crappy CGI with the flag.
Well, is it though? Is it CGI? Because people have gone
CGI.
and complained to the Church of England.
Well, you didn't look at the fucking clock on the right-hand side.
Well, I did wonder. So people are complaining. Why are the Church of England allowing billboards of gambling on the side of their church?
You can see it's CGI.
Yeah, I thought that, but I wanted to ask you because people have been taken in. They unveiled a flag. A big shirt hanging off the St Mary Le Beau, but it was CGI, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Good.
Please, Sean.
Well, I thought it was, but some other people on Twitter thought it was real.
Oh, well, there you go then.
It reminded me of the the Stonehenge scene in Spinal Tap. It was that, the bells are ringing kind of thing. It's just shit.
Right, I'm going to quickly go to John because I know he doesn't care about kits. Are you going to become a full kit wanker, John, and buy both these kits?
Well, no, I won't become a full kit. I might be a wanker, but I ain't full kit.
You never look a bit more like me. When's the last time you bought a up-to-date modern shirt?
I've never. The only time I have worn a shirt.
1986, you have.
The only time I wore a shirt was when we went to the cup final.
Oh,
was it a cup final?
Hang on.
Or was it a playoff?
You did have
5.6 thousand views, Sean. Sorry, 3.8.
No, not.
No, 5.6 thousand views beyond these streets. Far beyond the streets.
Where the greatness is the one I'm talking about. How about, John, when you dressed as Andy Carroll, you were
Oh, well, yeah, someone gave me the shirt.
Oh, did someone give you the shirt?
Yeah, and the wig, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I'm not really interested in the shirt. I mean, though, to be fair, I like the new home one. I thought it was quite nice looking. Don't like the black shirt. I just still don't get the sort of shit
Are you going to boycott it,
with the away fans.
You're going to boycott it, not buy it?
Well, I'm up for the boycott all round. I think it's the right thing to do, and everyone should do it.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm not buying either of them. Well, does it count if you buy it for the DH gate?
No, for the boycott.
No,
for the boycott.
Buy it anyway.
Boycott.
Nigel, last word with you on the kits, because historic, right? The Cockney kit and the champion.
Well, let's start with the home one.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything offensive about the home kit. No stupid bubbles on it. Claret blue sleeves.
Plain, innit?
Yeah, as Len said, back with the white shorts, white socks. I don't know if we've got claret and blue band on the top of the socks. 1965. Don't make me fucking laugh though. Yeah.
Yeah, go on. I know you talked to me
well,
about this.
We've done this, haven't we? So let's go back. So it was 58 to 60. We had V-necks, or I think it was 57 to 60. We had V-necks. They dropped the collar. So I think it was 58 to 60. Then 60 they went round neck. Well, hello, that's what we got now, isn't it? Round neck with a claret.
Yeah.
And a badge that was just crossed hammers. So if you look at the 65 badge, and specifically the European Cup Winners' Cup, what they did there is they changed it for the final. And I'm not talking about putting on the castle, because they did that in the 64 Cup finals. So in the 64 Cup final, they put the castle just for the final, took it off again 64, 65. We played with just the crossed hammers on a plane. But for the final, if it's supposed to commemorate, they changed the crest, the shape of the crest. So this is more 1960. Yeah, but obviously that don't fit with no marketing gimmick, does it? And that's the thing. It's a lovely kit, and say
you won't be buying
it's a nod to the 60s. I wouldn't be buying it from West Ham United, definitely not.
And then, is that because you don't buy the kit anyway?
No, because I do buy shirts. I buy shirts when they're in the sale, or I ask people to buy them for me around Father's Day, so they can go in my collection. Yeah. But
all right. So if the boycott is still going on, will you avoid buying this home kit?
Yes.
The boycott's still going on.
I would purposely buy it from DH Gate, which I've never bought anything from before. Yeah. I would purposely do that to say fuck you. Yeah. I've give my money to Chinese fucking sweatshops than you. So but the home kit's nice. The away kit, I think Len's nailed it with the traditional Cockney blackness. Was thanks to Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins, the chimney sweep, because first things first, especially the long sleeve, it looks like a referee's kit from the 70s and 80s. Yeah, black. We don't do black, but apparently we do now. St Mary Le Bow. For those that don't understand, Cockneys ain't EastEnders. Cockneys are Londoners.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realise. Do you know what? Until you told me, I happened to be in Bank today, and of course, it's like 4 minutes away from Bank Station. I really didn't understand the Bow Bells are that close to the City of London.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's the
City of London.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Yes, it's the east side of the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Cockneys are not specifically EastEnders. Cockneys are Londoners. But when we say Londoners, we don't mean what you got to remember when this was the case. Southwark, separate town or village. That's why it's got its own cathedral. Westminster, separate town or village. That's why it's got its own cathedral.
Yeah.
Yeah. London, specifically the City of London. So that's what it was. Now, I've been waiting for you to throw out your 1850s picture of the sound of Bow Bells, Sean. Yeah, with the map of the waveform and everything, just to back the club up.
No, I wasn't ready there.
It just reaches Stratford.
Well, do you know what? No, I wasn't, because while I was in the city today, I did walk in. It's a really nice church.
Yeah, it is a lovely church.
I walked in the church.
Rebuilt after the war, though, Sean. So it's only from the 50s.
I know it's a Christopher Wren rebuilt, and I had a walk around the church.
Been built twice since he built it.
Oh, is it? It doesn't say that. But it's a bit weird because it's covered, as surrounded by modern buildings. It seems a bit out of character with the rest of the city, really.
Should knock it down then, shouldn't they? Really?
Knock it down.
Yeah.
Anyway, for all the people,
there's a symbol of music. For those that don't know, for our foreign listeners, the story goes that if you were born within the sound of Bow Bells, and we're not talking Bromley Bar Bow or Bow, we're talking St Mary Le Bow in the City of London. If you're born within the sound of Bow Bells, and you're a true Cockney. I don't know actually where that story originates, whether it was the Dick Whittington story.
I was going to say, wasn't it?
He was tramping across. But where was Dick Whittington tramping across, Sean, when he heard the sound of Bow Bells calling him back to London?
Wasn't it Oranges and Lemons?
Weren't he up on Hampstead Heath, Sean?
I don't know.
That ain't East London, is it? And this is the whole point. What West Ham have done here is a marketing gimmick aimed at the foreign support.
Yeah. It says...
it ain't aimed at people like me. But who are us? We're just the fans that turned up when only 12,000 could be bothered to turn up.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And then they don't even want us or our kids or our grandparents.
No, that's right. And they get a chance to say, we looked out for you. Look at that kit. Fuck you.
What's a load of bollocks?
Fucking idiots.
They hate it.
I'm a bit gutted. I'll contact a listener of ours knows personally the designer from Umbro that works on the kit. Right. And he actually said he thought the home kit that this season was the best he's done at Umbro.
Yeah, I heard
and
that.
Umbro's thanks was to make him redundant, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So you know, but I did call the bloke a prick for the away kit, and this was a few weeks ago when it got secretly
I just
revealed.
don't get it. Where do they keep coming up with this shit? This orange and white and bloody black. And
I don't want to out the bloke, but let's get it like this, The geezer's an Everton fan,
Yeah.
And this is the thing. So if you look at it, I don't know if he's a London or not, but whatever. So he looks at West Ham. We're the Cockney Kings, or the Cockney Boys, as we say, we're not the Cockney Kings. We're the Cockney Boys, Oh, that must be West Ham then. Well, no, it fucking ain't. When they're on the roof, Sean, in the video that the club have done, are they on the roof in East London? Are they?
No, they're in the city.
No, but then if you get it right, if we're going to be really pedantic, West Ham's an Essex club anyway.
Yep. All my Orient mates and families say that.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
Orient are more East London than we are.
Yeah, I don't, defend ourselves. I couldn't give a shit.
You're right. And I took a picture inside it. It says, this church, restored by Christopher Wren, was destroyed by the Great Fire of London in 1966.
I don't think it was 1966, Sean. I
sorry,
think you'll find it
1666. You're right. And destroyed again by a German bomb in the Second World War.
Yeah.
And it was reconstructed in 1964.
Fuck me, anyone I think I know what I'm talking about, Sean.
You do. You probably just read my tweet.
Yeah, that's what I've done.
Yeah, that's what you've done. Anyway, let's move on to pre-season. The boys are out in Austria. Do you think they might pop over to the final? Because they're right on the German border. If England get through, do you think they might sort of have a little
Are they
night
there
out?
now then?
Yeah. They're just by Salzburg, just on the
Well,
border.
would it be nice if that's an option? Yeah, let's leave it there. Yeah.
Sean, hold up. Where's the final?
I don't know, Berlin?
Right, where's Salzburg?
Well, I would imagine it's right on the other side of Germany, but they can get a plane, can they not?
Oh, that's great, because for one, it's Austria for a start.
I know they're in Austria, but
Right,
they're on the
okay.
German border.
Do you know where the border of Austria
No,
and
I
Germany
don't.
is? Right, okay.
don't.
No, perhaps they could just pop across the border and travel 300 miles up to Berlin.
Yeah. Private jet. Have you seen? They're staying under the mountains.
No, I haven't.
Well, I've seen that you've posted that their rooms cost 300 and whatever pounds.
330 euros a night.
So why on earth? Honestly, why on earth
Well,
are you putting shit like that up
because
on?
it's available. If you want to stay there tonight, John, and you want to pop over to Austria, Hotel Gut Brandorf is 330 euros a night, and you could stay with the West Ham squad.
That's surely bring the price down, wouldn't it?
It's a beautiful. Have you not seen the pictures, John? It's a beautiful.
I haven't, sure, no.
We-
I've got more going on in my life, obviously, than you have.
We're playing a Hungarian team which I've never heard of. Have you seen who we're playing at the end of this?
No.
Well, they can't be real then if you've never heard of them.
No, but I'm looking forward to you announcing them.
Oh, because you know, Ferencváros.
Oh, here we go.
Ferencváros.
Here we go.
It's not easy. It's
Go on.
Ferencváros.
Oh, there you go. We're
believe.
close enough. Then they're off to. Then they're back. Do they do Dagenham first before they go to Florida? I can't remember.
Dagenham is the 20th.
Okay, so they're doing Dagenham. Then they go off to.
I believe Dagenham's an under-21 game at a start anyway.
Well, they're saying it's a senior game against Dagenham and Redbridge on the 20th of July.
Oh, is it? Oh, right. I'm
And-
busy that day.
And then they go on the Sunshine State Tour, where they place Wolverhampton Wanderers in Jacksonville on Saturday the 27th. That's a certain day for us. And then they play Crystal Palace in Tampa a week later. And of course, and we're leading up to this, then there's the Betway Cup on the 10th, Saturday the 10th of August.
Boycott it.
Well, I was going to say, right, John, when's the last time you went to a Betway Cup, mate?
Oh, I was there. I'm always going. I'm there
No,
all
you
the
haven't.
time.
You
I'm
went
a loyal.
the last time.
I'm a loyal supporter of Betway.
John, the last time you went to the Betway Cup was the last time I went to a Betway Cup, which was Juventus.
And me.
We all went to.
Yeah.
So,
Because we thought it was going to be the first game.
Actually, I didn't go to that.
oh, did you? So you've never been to it. Have you ever been to a Betway Cup?
I've never been to London Stadium for a Betway Cup game.
No.
But then again, I boycotted the Juventus game out of protest.
Okay. Oh,
What,
protest.
for moving.
Yeah, it was.
So,
But the funny thing about it is that I thought it was hilarious that it actually wasn't the first game. So
Wasn't this the Bobby Moore Cup at one point?
no, yeah, and yes, well, yes.
Well,
Sean goes no.
it's not, though.
No, it's not. No, because Betway have come up with a different trophy. But
You'd like
obviously,
to think they would have.
we had the friend. They started around, I think, early 2000s. I think after we came up, having over international teams to play a friendly game, opening game of the season. So we had the likes of Napoli. Ooh, that was tasty. Villarreal. Who did we have? I think we had a couple of Spanish teams come over and play friendlies at Upton Park, which were the Bobby Moore Trophy. Of course, then the sponsors, as a sop to the sponsors, I think it was all to do with when the Icelandics went skint.
All right.
There's a bit of me that thinks that's when it sort of got ditched as a thank you to Betway for stepping in and sponsoring us. Not Betway. Yeah, it was the Spobet Cup, wasn't it? I think.
That's right.
Around 2009 or 2010, that's when it became a sponsored thing, and they'd done away with the Bobby Moore Cup.
Now, will this boycott work? Because traditionally...
I think it's already worked, Sean.
Well, you might say that. Last time...
I do say that.
All right, 27,000 went. It's not the most exciting opposition in Celta Vigo, or Virgo, whatever they're called. Vigo. They're only selling... They're not even selling Billy Bonds. They're only selling bottom tier. I think they've only put 12,000 on sale.
So there's 19,000 seats
19,000
in the lower tier.
There is, but Billy Bond's stand is not for sale.
Why would that not be open, Sean? Bearing in mind, that is the first stand you come to when you walk down from Stratford Station.
I agree, but I didn't know whether it's got anything to do with the solar membrane that they're putting up at the moment. I might be wrong on that, but I'm trying to think why they wouldn't open the Billy Bond stand.
Nothing to do with the fact that stand faces the directors. Nothing to do with that.
No, it is not.
No, it's nothing to do with it.
I think it is. It's more plausible than a fucking solar membrane, Sean.
Well, let's see if there's demand whether they sell that. I can ask. I haven't asked.
Well, there's other boycotts going on as well. Surely you'd like to think.
But I think
it's a clever move, actually. I do think actually when you look at the club, you think, and that's why I do think the boycotts worked. Because it's a clever move by them. Because they would have been sitting round thinking, we need to be able to spin this. And we need to be able to spin it in a way without mentioning it. Because there's no way on this earth will the club ever use the word boycott. Yeah? They would not use that in anything they say. And now they could justify a low turnout by doing what they've done.
Yeah.
Do you think they're that bothered?
Yeah.
Well, they will be if they. I mean, at some point it's got to catch on, innit?
You're right, John. But
there's some things like there's a Twitter bloke now, Save Our Concessions on Twitter.
I know, but sometimes you can be in a bubble in Twitter.
I know you can.
Both days when they launched the website crashed. So when I speak to people, they go, "Well, ain't going to stop me buying."
No, but that's because
it's not going to stop me buying kits for my kids, you know?
The fan base, I think certain sections of the fan base need, one, some history lessons about the fan base.
Yeah.
And two, to really have a look at themselves.
Yeah,
and take a look at themselves.
That's what I think.
I'm against this concession stuff. I've signed the petition that's nearly, if you haven't signed it yet, it's nearly at 10,000.
What did your soul say about it, Sean, when you asked him?
He at the moment doesn't seem to be.
He's talking to you a lot.
He doesn't seem to be.
Well, so have you put it to him?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah, he's aware. He's aware. And I've spoken to other senior.
And what does head of ticketing? Who your senior source directed you to when answering the question you put to him?
How would you know that?
What did the head of ticketing say?
There's been no official or off the record comment, but not one way or the other. I mean, what I
do you really not wonder one day you're going to find yourself on the wrong side of history, Sean?
I'm sure I will. Yeah, I'm sure I will. But I made my bed and I lie in it, Nigel.
I mean, I'm just looking forward after the way when Brady ghosted obviously Green. If certain members of West Ham's hierarchy get fans to be in the same situation, right. I think people that have while sort of understanding what's sort of gone on and have kept in contact, may be looking, may need to look at themselves.
And you've brought me up a bit that I can clarify. On the last podcast I recorded, I said that the ISC has been disbanded, and after talking to various people around the ISC, it hasn't been disbanded, it's just no longer recognised by the club. So I'm happy to clarify that. They're independent, so they can't be disbanded, but they are not recognised by the club, and that's been repeated.
No, but here's a thing where we don't explain what the ISC was and how it was put together.
Yep. Go on.
So the IRC was put together on the understanding that the club would talk to it, because it was put together in conjunction with the Football Supporters Federation, and full knowledge of West Ham United to be the conduit, because all the previous lots have failed. Now, because actually, the setup and the criteria to be on the ISC, that people have found out they can take that to be put to good use, let's say, and that to actually it could become what a lot of fans think it should be, a voice for the fans inside the club. The club now don't want to listen to it.
But hang on a minute, Nigel. You and I interviewed Andy Payne when the IC was formed.
Yep.
We said, well, I said, and I'm sure you said at the time, this is SAB Mark IV. They're going to play with you and spit you out at the end because they're not going to listen to you. And Andy Payne said we could look at the clip back again. I hope that's not the case, Sean. I hope this is different this time. And I said, I don't think it will be. Now has come in a new Cat Smith with a new fan advisory board trying to follow.
What new fab, Sean?
Well, they are trying to create terms of references to create a fan advisory board. Which
right, but haven't they done that? And this is the thing, and this is where I think the Football Supporters Federation actually got a lot to answer for.
Yep.
Because the FAB is supposed to be set up in conjunction with the Football Supporters Federation.
Well, I don't know.
But of course they will, because they get a lot of their income, the Football Supporters Federation. Where does their income come from? The main sources of income, comes from. So they are not ever going to bite the hand that feeds it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I agree with you.
But all West Ham seem to do, though, is to help the formation of various forms of a supporters group
and don't
keep it going. And when they need to do it, they just get rid of them. So they've essentially never listened to a supporters group in their whole history of being at the club.
I agree with you there. SAB Mark 1, SAB Mark 2, OSB, now the ISC, and now FAB. It will never be any different.
So they don't. They're just ticking boxes by doing what they need to do, and when it becomes
I've said that. I said
that
they fuck it off at the beginning.
Yes, and this is where I go to and say to people now: when do you actually stop and walk away and embarrass those that stay behind?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
because those that stay behind should be pointed at and gone, "What are you doing?"
And if you remember, Nigel...
So what's their incentive to stay behind?
Because they get patted on the head and trotted out when it's certain History Month and when it's certain Pride Month. Yeah? Patted on the head. There you go. Oh, do you want a bus for your parade? We'll pay for that. There you go.
And if you remember, Nigel,
I walked away from the
OSB. After talking to all of you, I walked away from the OSB and told Karen Brady it was not respected by the fans. It was a complete construct. And it would never be taken seriously. After then, the IC was formed, and I've not seen anything different. I mean, I think all the people on the IC have worked really hard to try and make it.
I wouldn't say all of them, Sean.
Well, maybe not all of them, but some of them. And I think you and I know there's a thorn in the club side that has caused this, right? Well, I'm not going to call it out, but I think maybe it would be great, after having Andy Payne on the form of... I see. It would be great to get someone from Hammers United right to reply on this podcast to talk about this. Know anyone, Nigel?
I might do.
Well, maybe you could make that invitation to them.
Well, I will.
Anyhow, we love a committee.
It's not about loving a committee, though, is it? And this is the thing with what they're doing as the concessions. I seriously don't get.
I don't get it.
The fan base and some people that we know, they know who they are because I had it with them. Yeah, I'm absolutely staggered. Actually, our people don't see the importance of this and the importance of sticking together. Because this does not affect me. Because here's a thing.
Neither.
Yeah.
Doesn't affect me either.
Me and Len, well, no, yeah, because we're in band 5. Yeah. So when in 10 years' time or 11 years' time, when I get to 66, I can have a concession ticket because I'm already up in the gods. Yeah.
I don't think it'd be going by then.
Possibly not.
I won't make it. I won't make the stairs by then.
Yeah. No. But what it is that but it don't affect me at all. But I tell you what, I will shout from the rooftops and I will boycott and I will do other things, whatever, to highlight because what they're doing is, as I said, that they are destroying the past and killing the future. That is what they are doing.
Sign that petition. And this don't take nothing, does it? It don't take nothing to sign
But this is Premier League. This is the thing I don't get, because I think it's now time for the likes of Manchester United to cut out the Football Supporters Federation, join together with other like-minded West Ham, Premier League, so the Wolves, the Liverpools, the Tottenhams, the Arsenal fan groups, and everything. And let's go and march on the Premier League headquarters, and let's stand outside, because this ain't a West Ham thing. Actually, when you look at it,
we're the first, aren't we? Am I right to say that we're the first?
No, because I think Tottenham have done it. I think I'm hearing of a few other clubs are looking at making changes.
Yeah,
Wolves buckled actually because of and this is why I'm surprised at the West Ham fan base. We can see that Wolves buckled under the pressure, but get that though, and this is the thing. Wolves would have to buckle under because their fan base is still traditional. Yeah, we've been socially cleansed.
Yeah,
We're the last of the dinosaurs now, aren't we?
We are, but they essentially sell as many tickets as they want to visit London and go and see the Premier League game, don't they?
No, but
that's what they want.
You know, it's funny. You get Lopetegui, sitting in his first press conference going, "I've joined the Club of London." No, you ain't.
No.
Yeah, where's that come from? He sits there and goes 60,000 every week. A week after Sean's just published all the fixtures that he could get the figures for to prove that I don't think we had 60,000 in a league game once.
No, we didn't. And in fact, at the Brentford game, we were 21,000.
Yeah.
Remember, I went to the London Stadium and they refused it under law enforcement grounds and refused to tell me what the real ones was. I went to Newham. Newham then refused it, saying, we don't have a full set, so we reject it. I made an appeal to Newham, and on appeal, what's called an internal review, they released the figures minus the ones they didn't have because they hadn't collected it. And it's shocking that 21,000, and that was a Monday night, 21,000 people who had a ticket didn't turn up to the Brentford game on a Monday night.
The ones you really missed out on that I thought were telling were the cup ones. Because nobody gets a free cup ticket.
I know. I know.
So if they sell 58,000 tickets for a cup game, you would expect 58,000 to be in that ground.
Yeah.
No, there was 5,000 missing.
Yeah, I know.
So that tells you that 5,000 fans bought tickets for a game just to get the point.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, which opens up the folly of the way that points are handed out.
Yeah. I see that, talking about points, they've quietly dropped the cup scheme.
Yes.
That you won't get double points anymore, and the cup scheme's been dropped. Secondly,
here's a funny thing about that. Quickly,
you don't get a point for the Betway Cup either.
Quickly, I'll highlight that quickly, and I'll tell you why. Because if you wanted to get to the point where you could buy away tickets, by going all the home cup games, but actually you probably needed this to be in Europe as well, and get the double points. If you made sure you went every cup game, after about a couple of seasons, you may have accrued points to start getting your foot on the ladder to get away tickets to certain games.
Here's the thing, and I'm sure, I don't know if you were in the cup scheme last year. Were you?
No.
Right, so they didn't give double points on any European games. It was only domestic cup games you got double points. And that's been for the last 2 years. I think they stopped it after 1 year going, hang on a minute.
We ain't got to worry about that this year.
Yeah, no, we don't have to worry. But it was only domestic games.
And was this done in consultation with the ticketing group?
Of course it was not. Of course it was not.
There you go. Because I would say to anyone thinking of sitting on the FAB, that should all be boycotted. Because it's part of Premier League regulations that they converse with fans. If every West Ham fan group refused to be part of it, where does that leave West Ham?
By the way, we're 104 signatures away from 10,000. So if you haven't gone before, I've just tweeted it out again, and just 10 people have
Just
signed
sign
up.
it. It's not hard. You just have to.
Well, you have to make sure. Here's a lot of people who don't do it. They sign it, but they don't get in the email. It's not
confirm
counted
your
until
email.
you confirm your email. So please do it. I'll give you a little short URL, which I've just done. It's easy to remember. Short URL.at/ small s, big O, small h, y, number 8 will take you to the change petition. Sign it, go into your email, click confirm, and put your name again.
You don't have to donate. It asks you if you want to donate to
you don't
whatever.
Need to donate.
You don't have to donate.
You don't need to share it. All you need to do is click on the petition and then confirm it. You don't need to donate. You don't need to tweet it out or anything else. You can, forget all that. But let's get it out. There is a bit of apathy. I mean, since 2,000 people signed the petition no to Lopetegui, only 10,000 have said no to concessions. I'm against it. My concern, I've written to the club and asked them, they haven't answered me. Finley is an under 18, but he turns 18 in November, so he'd be a young adult. I've asked the question, will he be regarded next year as a new season ticket holder when he moves from an under 18 to an under 21 or under 23? I don't forget which one it's called. But if that happens, then, suddenly, if you only can buy adult tickets then, so he can't sit with me anymore in the lower, and he'd have to move up, or unless I want to pay an adult price.
I'd imagine you would either A, pay the adult price, or B, move with him, Sean.
Yeah, I know, but that's not the point. I'm just looking at it from a personal angle. I don't know.
I think a few people around you can see the benefit of it now.
Well, like Barry, like Miriam, yeah, possibly. Like Dodsey, yeah, possibly. You're right.
Anyway,
don't bring Dodsey into this. I'll never do that.
Yeah, stand up, sign the petition. Let's not have apathy. 10,000, considering, and we're 96 away now from the goal. So let's just get that 96. Why don't you tweet it again? Look,
this ain't going to go away. Yeah.
Canning Town Len.
This is just a start.
Yes.
Nigel Shedman, Johnny B. Let's get it over the line while we're on air.
But
right?
let's not
Between
do it
us.
on a Monday.
I've just tweeted it.
I've got a couple
I've got 20, 30 people in the last sort of 10 minutes since I tweeted it.
Right. But I've got a couple of comments about this petition. I spoke to Paul Colburn about the petition. I said, does it bring any benefits legally? And he said he expected quite a poor response from the petition for various reasons. But of course, Paul's got a lot of hope because of, like Nigel said, Wolves reversing their decision, and that was down to a petition. But for me personally, even though I signed the petition, and I totally agree with it, the thing about a petition is it quantifies the situation. And you don't really need to do that because it's about the right thing and the wrong thing. And it's the wrong thing to do. Now, with this signing position now, you have to be slightly tactical about how you're going to get the people in it. And if you keep telling people, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, that doesn't work in any campaign because people ain't going to do what they're told. People need to start feeling it. And there's a video that got released. Again, it was a bad time to release a video, but it got released this afternoon. There's a really good video with this kid on it. I can't remember who released the vid.
I retweeted that today.
It is really good, and this is exactly what I mean. This helps people feel the situation, rather than blokes like us really saying, it doesn't affect us, but you should do that. You can't always tell people they should do things.
I think it was save our concessions on Twitter.
I think you might be
at save concessions.
So it's save our concessions.
At save concessions on Twitter.
And
it's a good video.
I noticed now they're getting other clubs involved, which is good. That's the right thing to do. Don't,
We had to. Well, it had to be started somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course it does. Yeah, and unfortunately, not everything always has to start on social media. But we also need to get the word out there in real life. And I noticed people can start to use AI art now. And what I say to these people, if you're going to do that, that's fine. But eventually, this art has got to come off the internet and be a reality. So go and get your fucking flag done from Sean's mates who do the flags.
We just got
get it in the stadium.
Once the season starts, then let's
flags or
reconvene.
Reconvene. Yeah.
Flags or banners in front of Premier League cameras are a very, very powerful message globally. Cameras love to zoom in on them anytime, and so do the press. And I said this to Len, and I've said this.
But the club, hold up. But the club are going to be looking.
Of course they are. You've got to sneak them in. But Moyes out. The Moyes out banner got sneaked in.
But that was done a lot. Yeah, but that was a lot of away games, and that's the thing. Yeah, away games. Yeah. They're generally, though. Believe me, actually, I think I had a bit of bother at an away game. Because obviously West Ham will have stewards, and they have a lot of stewards now at away games.
Yeah, I know they do.
And I had trouble. I think it was at Crystal Palace. I had trouble. And the Crystal Palace steward being directed by West Ham. I did get into the ground, but I couldn't take my flag with me, and I gave the West Ham steward a few choice words.
Where is Hughes' View flag? Have you still got it in your possession?
Hughes View never had a flag.
Did it not?
No.
Oh, no! Say no to the stadium. Sorry.
That was my own personal flag. Yeah. You know, like your flag, Sean.
Oh, it's not my flag.
Yeah.
It's our flag.
It's your flag.
It's our flag.
See, that was my flag.
It's our flag. It was designed.
I paid for my flag.
It was Canning Town. It was designed by Canning Town Len. And at the time you had a strop with me, you weren't talking to me, so I couldn't ask you.
Bullshit. All you had to say is, we're going to put in, we'll chip in. And of course I would have chipped in.
I was talking to you. I didn't have the strop. I knew nothing about it.
Well,
there you go.
Your son did. I spoke to George about it, and he said yes. And it's his podcast.
Okay.
I didn't think he'd managed to get the flag up personally, so I said nothing.
Yeah.
And I think you were a bit shocked as well.
You said, well, it was a parting gift from Jake Heath, actually.
Oh, right.
But there you go.
Will it be there next season?
Yeah, of course it will. Anywho, anything else we want to... We've talked for quite a long time, actually. Much more than I said we were going to talk. We're sort of an hour and a half in. Is there anything more we want to discuss on this impromptu podcast? Go to you first, Nigel.
August the 7th, Railway Tavern, Brian Deere, £5 on the door, or 15 quid for membership, Vintage Hammers.
I'll talk to Lou.
Stratford?
Maybe I could,
No, Hornchurch.
Maybe I could do a little talk as well.
Yeah.
Shawnee Warney.
Len.
Arse licking techniques by Sean Whetstone.
Len, anything
Hello.
you...
I can't think of anything. Do you know, I've been keeping my head down as far as... I don't really care about transfers.
We're not going to say when and where, but we are planning our podcast summer day out. And who knows, I will have my dictaphone with me. And, we might do an outside broadcast. We're not promising, but if the mood takes us and we're drunk enough,
you never know what's going to happen.
Johnny boy, your birthday soon, isn't it? And George's birthday?
Yeah, it's next week.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Nothing. Bowen will come back rested.
Bowen and Kudos are not for sale, according to the senior source. So people who are saying, well, we've got to sell one of them to make up our budget, no way, Jose, I'm told.
The referee that's been assigned for the England-Holland game is the one who got banned for match fixing that Jude Bellingham called out in Germany and got €40,000 fine for. So I find that quite interesting. But,
What's your prediction? In fact, that's a great way to finish the podcast. Your prediction for the England semi-final. Start with you, John.
I reckon we'll lose 2-1.
Ooh, in normal time, yeah? Or extra time?
Normal time.
Lenny boy.
The Dutch ain't impressed me much, but neither England. I
think the Dutch have improved game on game. I haven't seen any of that.
That's us screwed, isn't it? Really. Yeah. I think we're more likely to get to the final and lose. But
Go on, then.
we could get to the final and win.
You know the rules. Come up with a prediction then. On penalties or what?
What, for the semi-final?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, penalties then.
Okay. Nigel.
I think it's been a boring tournament. To be
It has. There's been a few. There's
the
been
level
a
of
few
football's
games.
been awful.
But it's been really boring.
There's been a couple of games that have been exciting.
It's like everyone's been managed by David Moyes, isn't it?
Yeah,
Isn't it?
especially England. I must admit, the times I've said down the pub have gone, this is like watching West Ham.
It's so
under David
funny when
Moyes.
you see all the pundits moaning about, he doesn't make any substitutions, he doesn't do this, and I was thinking this is exactly the same stuff we were saying about Moyes, and all the pundits told us to shut up.
Yeah, I quickly. Do you think West Ham would have had to have permission to CGI that? To use the image?
I think, funny enough, the person, Save Our Concessions, has messaged the bishop and the head of the church and saying, did you give permission? I don't think they did get permission. I mean, that church did reply to me when I first tagged them in a tweet, but I doubt they went to them and got permission, because I can't see the Church of England giving approval for a gambling sponsor, so that could get them in a bit of trouble.
This is the thing that
could get them in a bit of trouble.
I think
if you knew someone at Hammers United, you might even ask them to talk to someone at the diocese.
I think your friends at the clubs, your friends at the club, Sean, are the type that prefer to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Yeah, you're right.
Probably doesn't work too good with the fucking church, but
doing business. Cool, Nigel. Prediction.
I actually think England will get through to the final. And depending on who we face, I hope it's the French. Actually,
2-0 win, 3-0 win, 4-0 win.
No, I think 1-0.
You see, you've nicked it. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win. I think we will screw it. It will be a
Our
really
penalties were good, weren't they?
They are good.
But did you see?
Right through the team,
did you see Declan Rice's face? He was scared shitless.
He was probably the one that didn't want to take it.
I think he was.
Did you see that clip?
Going, don't ask me. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. But fair enough,
Did you see that clip on Twitter when Trent Alexander-Arnold was talking to his mates? No, he didn't want to take one.
Yeah, but you could tell on his face he was petrified it was going to be asked, because he missed few for West Ham. But fair play to all the people who stood up and took them.
No, to be fair, right, if Deck don't want to take one, all right, you don't, and if it gets to him, oh, fucking hell, it means it's got to 10-all.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather have Pickford take a penalty than fucking Declan Rice.
True.
So I don't have a problem with going, wait.
So you're like me, 1-0 win, and then we lose against Spain, in the final?
No, I'm hoping we get France in the final.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do, yeah. Twofold.
Go on.
One, I think we've got a better chance. And two, I've got France in the sweepstakes.
Of course, it may not be called France by then, the way things are going there this week.
Well, you say that, but I thought the left wing came in, the right
That's
wing.
what I mean, Sean.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, they done some kind of thing, and it's thrown the whole thing into turmoil, wasn't it?
Yeah, no one's
some
no
kind
one's
of coalitions, and they did whatever they could to stop.
That's what happens when you have like a double chance. Yeah, is that there's always the ability to have a stitch up.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we're at 9,924. Thank you, John and Nigel, for retweeting. You've helped us push like 40 during while we've been on air.
Is this your tweet, Sean?
My tweet,
I can't see it.
Yeah, my tweet, or do your own one.
You got to unblock him, Jay.
No, that's not
unmute him. Yeah, take the mute button off.
Well, that's, I mean, it'd be good to
That's
get
what
it.
I had to do.
Getting to 10,000 would be a great. It's been stagnant for a little
I've
while.
done it.
So
done it.
hopefully.
Well, it is, it's July on Tintin,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And people are bothered about
it's not-
England.
So don't wear it out. That's what I'm saying.
Our friend George Murphy has just said great work, and to everyone, he's just retweeted it as well. Good old Murph. I think that's it. 95 minutes. We've done quite well.
Oh, quick question,
Go on,
Sean. Club cash.
Yes.
I'm asking for personal reasons.
Yes.
Does it expire?
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah.
Does it?
Yes, it does.
Because they wouldn't let me use 2 lots of club cash when I renewed season tickets.
Ooh.
I could only use my club cash. I couldn't use Charlie's club cash.
Oh, you
Obviously,
can't.
And I renewed his season ticket.
Oh,
Hold up.
yeah. Yeah.
I renewed his season ticket, but there was no function for me to use his club cash.
If you want to do it like that, you've got to ring up the ticket office to do that.
All right. So, what do I do with that club cash?
Well, you've got to spend it by August.
By August?
Yeah.
So I can't leave it in there for another year?
No, you cannot.
Is that not a proper rip-off?
Yeah.
How much do you think the club get out of that?
How much did you actually sell, though? I didn't think
Charlie's,
you put it on there.
There was one, I think. I think it was 24 quid. Might have been 48. No, hold up. 24 quid's 24 quid. 48 quid's 48 quid.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Might have been 2 I put on there. Yeah, it weren't.
Did you use my club cash when you renewed mine for me, Sean?
No, because I didn't know if you had any club cash. I didn't have any access to it.
I thought you logged in for me. Did all that.
Yeah, I didn't see
I was
any.
on holiday
I don't think,
at the time. I'm just
I
saying.
didn't see any club cash when I logged in for you.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. You could buy a top, maybe, if there is some. I don't. Did you
Buy
sell
a
any
top.
though?
By a top boycott. Boycott.
I ain't buying anything.
I was a joke. It was a joke.
Yeah, I sold the Tottenham game, I think.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to look at that. Let me find out. I think it's the 30th of August, but don't quote me on this. If you look at West Ham Help, I know that's your first go-to.
Well, them chats.
They are helpful.
They are helpful. Well, you know about this thing about the disabled, and I spoke to the director of ticketing. They were charging carers for the Betway Cup full price, and it was a mistake, and they've been refunded. But they
Yeah, of course it was a mistake.
well, I spoke to so they're saying loyalty points will be removed. You know that it's current season and last season. There is something on when Club Cash expires, but I'll let you know. It's too boring to look now. Oh, here we go. There you go. Thank you for getting in touch. Club Cash will expire on the 31st of August. Thanks, Charlie. So yeah, so you've got
Charlie.
EY.
That's a girl.
So yeah, you've got to the 31st of August to spend your Club Cash. And no, there is no priority points for the Betway Cup, which everyone's going to boycott anyway. Cool. Anyway, that's us done. Nigel has been...
In my shed.
Len has been...
Oh.
And John has been...
Thinking this has gone on a long time, isn't it?
Anyway, it's goodbye for me. And if you hear from us again this summer, it will probably be at our podcast shindig somewhere secret in London sometime in July. Come on, you irons.
Bobby Moore. More than just a podcast. Bobby Moore. More than just a podcast.